This next one is called 15 Wild Decembers, and I wish I could take credit for the title, but it's actually, I know, I just steal. That's all I do. I just steal stuff from other people, honestly. This is from Emily Bronte. The 15 Wild Decembers is from one of her poems. I want to date you again. To drive toward the city with snow making halos on streetlights always turning green. I did not know the word Torschlusspanik yet, or understand what would necessitate the purchase of a shredder. I had never seen 10 years of bank statements, 6 of mortgage payments. Never had to wonder why life is made up so much of dollars and cents. No one had ever told me that soy lowers sperm count and sugar atrophies ovaries, so is best enjoyed in moderation. I want to be returned to that night in '94 when your two-door hatchback started to slide toward the median, but you went with the skid, gentle pressing to the brake, stopping just short of impact. And because, oh, go ahead. I'll totally let you clap. Sticking in winter, we're still in winter. This is called This Will Not Be My Last Midwestern Winter. Do not ask me to leave in May, when mid-spring rains are Lethean, as if winter never was, will never be again. When candy-scented iris comes, there is no reason to go. Let me stay forever among the blooming, without remembering the cold of just 2 months before, where even electric fire and lamb's wool sweaters would not stop the ache in my thighs to get up and walk somewhere, anywhere, unprotected, somewhere, anywhere, walk to the south on Route 75 until I met the heat or froze myself along the way. I'm not a big fan of winter. Just in general, don't like it. But we're moving towards spring. Finally, the poems are heading for spring now. This is called Route 13, Mid-March. 5 miles from Buchtel, the rain has turned to snow, and the crick laps over the road. In a day, the ground will freeze again, leaving the floodwaters trapped above ground, no place to go but up, without the filtration of stone to purify them. Just evaporation, and then the waiting. Waiting for condensation, waiting to rain again, to flood again. Perhaps in another month, more firmly spring, when the water can soak into the ground, leaving impurities behind in sandstone and silt before rising up to flood us again. This next one is actually the title poem from my thesis. So it is a little bit of it's about what happens when our imaginations go a little crazy and we may picture waiters to feel ways about us that they may or may not. Although I'm sure in this particular poem, this waiter was all about me. Let's not doubt this even for a second. This waiter, totally in love with me. It's called Crash Course in the Philosophy of Passion. When he brings you pale ale or dark, chips or salsas, know that when he says, the Verde's not good today, he is just looking out for you, tender in the only way he is allowed. Watch him as he glides between you and your husband, seat you in your favorite spot, one where he can delight in your every move. He has a bit of the otter in him, like he could slide through waters, leaving no rippled surface behind, but deep waves underneath. And yes, a bit of a musky odor too, which you will find somewhat appealing. Do not ask for homemade crackers, for that hot and steamy squash soup. He knows, without you saying, that you want them. Each time he sets down a dish, his hand will brush yours, then move up to smooth his hair, and right above his beard, a little blush will begin. If he says, would you like to try the raspberry tart tonight? It's superb. Notice his eyes closing in anticipatory ecstasy as he leans down for a kiss, thinks better of it, refills your water glass instead. He was into me, totally into me.